Yeah, we checked.
I'd like to call to order the March 23rd, 2022 Redevelopment Commission regular meeting. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mike Aurelio is absent. Brian Blazak.
Present.
Stacy Daniels.
Present.
Gerald Swetz.
Present.
Michael Schilling.
Here.
Joe Wizawati.
Present.
David Westland.
Present.
And Beth Hernandez present.
Thank you. Item number 3 is approval of the minutes. We have minutes for the December 29th special meeting, the December 29th regular meeting, and the February 23rd, 2022 regular meeting.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the December 29 special meeting minutes, the December 29 regular meeting minutes, and the February 23rd regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion by Jerry Swetz, a second by Brian Blazak. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Moving on, public comment. Is there any public comment for the RDC? I don't think there was any. Okay, we'll open up the public hearing. We had to consider resolution number 2022-03-23B, a resolution of the St. John Redevelopment Commission confirming amendments to the declaratory resolution and the economic development plan for the St. John Economic Development Area 2 and all matters related thereto.
Mr. President, Mr. Vicenda is on the call. I can confirm that the proofs of publication are in order and compliant with Indiana law, but in terms of any opening remarks, I would ask that you turn the floor over to him.
Yeah, I'll turn the floor over to Phil Facenda.
Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and thank you very much. This resolution that's before you, the confirmatory resolution, is the last step under Indiana law to achieve the amendments that are part of the title, the amendments to St. John Economic Development Area 2 and allocate, which is also allocation area number 2, or commonly referred to as TIF area number 2. And as this body will recall, because the initial step was taken at this body back in December, and that is that the expansion, the project essentially is an expansion of Economic Development Area 2 to add a new northeastern expansion portion, northwestern expansion portion, southwestern expansion portion, and to establish the Orchard Gate, Sterling Gate allocation area, which is an age-restricted housing TIF area. The establishment of the age-restricted housing TIF area allows you, that is the commission, to declare and collect incremental property tax revenues on age-restricted housing, and the development, the Orchard Gate, Sterling Gate development is an age-restricted housing development. So your original declaratory resolution, which amended the area, added this additional real estate and declared this new allocation area. The expansion areas are also their own allocation areas, which are the traditional allocation areas that you are used to. The new one is the age-restricted housing, and as part of that declaratory resolution, you also adopted amendments to the economic development plan that allow for the age-restricted housing project to be part of the economic development plan. Then to summarize other steps that have happened since last time this body met, this under statute, this resolution proceeded through the St. John Plan Commission and immediately thereafter the Town Council for approval of those two bodies. And as Attorney Westland just mentioned, thereafter a public notice was provided in the newspaper of tonight's meeting and a public hearing at tonight's meeting for any members of the public that want to comment on the proceedings. If after that public hearing, the commission determines to move ahead, they would adopt the resolution and proper filing with the county and the state to record that, and then with a base date of January 1 of 2021, you would be able to capture incremental property taxes back to that point and spend it on improvements in or serving the area. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I don't have any questions. You want to open it to public comment? Anybody else have any questions?
No, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Is there any public comment? Hearing none, we'll close the floor to public comment and I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I will make a motion to adopt Resolution 2022-03-23B.
I'll second.
Motion by Jerry Sweats, a second by Cindy, right?
Stacy Daniel.
Stacy. Cindy's out there. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Okay, moving on to new business. Got a little loud there now.
Yeah, now you're loud.
New business, we have our 2021 RDC annual report. Mr. Dalton's here.
Good evening, Commission. I've been that guy on the phone call before, so I feel for Phil. He probably didn't even know you couldn't hear him very well, so I appreciate the tactfulness with which you handled it. The next time I'm on the call, just yell at me and tell me to talk louder, all right?
All right.
The report in front of you seems long, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because the actual requirement of the state statute is that we put all this data into Gateway, which we have already done. And so I'm going to flip through and summarize so that you know what you put into Gateway before you authorize or request that your clerk treasurer release that information. It's currently in a draft form on Gateway, so it's not available to the public yet. I'm going to flip through quickly. You're just going to follow along, Jennifer, so that just keep hitting go. The purpose of the annual report is because we're required to annually report who the members are of this commission and the activities of the prior year. You have a list of the board members that existed during 2021. It looks like there was a couple changes, so we've listed everybody that was a commission member. You have a summary of the allocation areas, allocation area number 1 and number 2, when they were established, when they expire, and what their increment was, and is estimated to be in 2022. Let's flip to the big page, which is 6, Jennifer. And 6 is the page that shows you what money that you brought in last year into your redevelopment TIF fund, which was $876,000 in the 2 tranches in June and December. It's kind of important because we're going to start talking over the next few months about budgeting and it's important to not spend more than you have, which we did spend some additional monies beyond the 876 last year, so we did draw our reserves down quite a bit. So we need to be thinking about that as we plan ahead for next year. You have some outstanding debt service, as you probably know from years ago, and you have a couple payments coming up in 2022 in similar amounts to the payments that you made in 2021, which totaled $580,000. Page 8, your commission fund balance at the end of the year was $339,000, or at least was. I believe there's actually been one reconciliation to that number, which is off by a few $1,000s because the clerk treasurer was still tying out when we finished the draft. That's on us. We didn't update it. We also list all the resolutions that were adopted, and then all the remaining pages are each individual parcel that makes up the 2 allocation areas, which have been also uploaded into Gateway. I will pause because I flipped through it quickly on purpose and answer any questions that you might have about your activities in 2021. Mr. Chairman, there is no requirement that you do anything official, but it might be nice if you took a voice vote to direct the clerk treasurer to submit the documents that are on Gateway so that they're public.
Is that what this resolution is?
No.
Anybody have any questions?
Mr. Dalton, could you restate the motion as presented?
I would recommend that a motion be presented by a commission member to accept the report and request that the clerk submit the report on Gateway.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Jerry Sweats, a second by Brian Blazak. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Motion carries 4-0.
Shall I proceed with the second item, Mr. Chair? Which is resolution, I don't actually know the number. What is the resolution on this? Because I have a blank.
2022-03-23C.
Each year, the
2-2.
Redevelopment Commission needs to make a determination as to whether or not you will need to keep all of the increment next year. So this resolution looks forward to 2023 and says, if you've committed to projects and debt service, you need to alert the auditor to the fact that you will need to keep all of your increment in 2023. That is how this is drafted, because I assumed that you will need to keep all of your increment for debt service and projects. You could, in some future year, voluntarily release portions of your assessed value to the underlying units. It doesn't happen very often, but that's why this comes up every year, because this is your determination to make to the county auditor. I recommend, as your advisor, that you adopt this resolution to keep all increment in 2023.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 2022-03-02023C.
Yeah, that's a misprint on our agenda there. It's on the top here, it's got 22, and on the bottom, it's got 23.
Yeah, it's 23.
It is 23.
2022-03-23C. I will second that motion.
Got a motion by Brian, a second by Jerry Sweats. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0. We have any reports?
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Nothing? All right. Move on to
Mr.
payment.
Schilling, if we could just, for the record, I forgot to put in roll call. We do have Cindy Suze here from Lake Central School Corporation.
Thank you. Nothing else? Move along to payment of the bills. Is there any bills?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to adopt the vouchers payable for the amount of $64,866.85.
Second.
Motion by Jerry Sweats, a second by Brian Blazak. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.